The idea that improving your health requires long, structured workouts is deeply ingrained in modern culture. Many people assume that unless they can dedicate an hour to the gym, lace up for a run, or follow a detailed fitness program, their efforts won't make a meaningful difference. This belief often becomes a barrier, especially for those with busy schedules, limited access to fitness facilities, or simply a lack of motivation to begin. However, emerging evidence challenges this assumption in a powerful and encouraging way. It suggests that even very small amounts of intense everyday movement, measured in minutes rather than hours, can significantly reduce the risk of chronic conditions like type 2 diabetes. This shift in understanding is particularly important because type 2 diabetes has become one of the most widespread lifestyle-related health conditions globally. It develops gradually, often influenced by factors such as physical inactivity, poor dietary habits, and excess body weight. Traditionally, prevention strategies have focused on structured exercise routines and dietary modifications. While these approaches are still valid and effective, they may feel overwhelming or inaccessible to many people. The newer perspective introduces a more inclusive and realistic pathway, one that integrates movement into daily life rather than requiring a complete lifestyle overhaul. A recent large-scale study provides compelling evidence for this approach. Researchers analyzed data from tens of thousands of adults who reported not engaging in any formal exercise during their leisure time. This detail is crucial because it shifts the focus away from fitness enthusiasts and toward the general population, including those who are typically considered inactive. Participants were monitored using wearable devices that tracked their movements throughout the day, allowing researchers to capture real-world activity patterns rather than relying on self-reported estimates, which can often be inaccurate. What the researchers discovered was both simple and profound. Short bursts of vigorous movement, sometimes lasting less than a minute, were associated with a significantly lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes over time. These bursts, referred to as vigorous intermittent lifestyle physical activity, included actions such as climbing stairs quickly, walking briskly to catch transportation, or carrying heavy items. Even slightly longer bursts of moderate to vigorous activity, lasting up to 3 minutes, showed strong protective effects. One of the most striking findings was that just 4 minutes of vigorous activity per day, when accumulated through these short bursts, was linked to a 36% reduction in diabetes risk. This is a remarkable outcome considering the minimal time investment required. It challenges the conventional notion that only prolonged exercise sessions can deliver meaningful health benefits. Furthermore, individuals who engaged in approximately 25 minutes of moderate to vigorous activity per day experienced an even greater reduction in risk, around 46%. These results highlight that while more activity can yield greater benefits, even the smallest increments can have a substantial impact. Another important aspect of the findings is the role of frequency. The study observed that spreading these short bursts throughout the day was particularly effective. Participants who averaged around 10 brief episodes of vigorous movement daily saw significant improvements compared to those who remained completely inactive. This suggests that the body responds positively not just to the intensity of movement, but also to how often it occurs. Instead of viewing physical activity as a single isolated event, it can be reimagined as a series of micro-efforts distributed across the day. This concept aligns well with how human bodies evolved to function. Historically, physical activity was not confined to scheduled workouts, but was naturally embedded in daily survival tasks: walking, lifting, climbing, and carrying. Modern lifestyles, however, have reduced the need for such movements, leading to prolonged periods of sitting and minimal physical exertion. The idea of movement snacks effectively reintroduces these natural patterns in a way that fits contemporary life. What makes this approach particularly appealing is its accessibility. It does not require special equipment, a gym membership, or even a designated time slot. It leverages opportunities that already exist within daily routines. Taking the stairs instead of the elevator, walking with urgency instead of strolling slowly, carrying groceries in fewer trips, or even briefly increasing pace during routine activities, can all contribute to these beneficial bursts. These actions may seem insignificant on their own, but collectively, they create a meaningful physiological impact. From a biological perspective, these short bursts of activity can improve insulin sensitivity, enhance glucose metabolism, and stimulate muscle activity, all of which play a role in reducing diabetes risk. When muscles contract during physical activity, they use glucose for energy, which helps regulate blood sugar levels. Even brief periods of intense movement can activate these processes, making them valuable tools for metabolic health. However, it is important to interpret these findings with nuance. While short bursts of movement offer clear benefits, they are not a complete replacement for structured exercise. Activities such as strength training and sustained cardiovascular workouts provide additional advantages, including improved muscle mass, cardiovascular endurance, and overall resilience. The key insight from this research is not that traditional exercise is unnecessary, but rather that health benefits are not exclusively tied to it. For individuals who are currently inactive, these movement snacks can serve as an entry point, a manageable and less intimidating way to begin incorporating physical activity into their lives. This perspective also has psychological implications. One of the biggest challenges in adopting a healthier lifestyle is overcoming the initial resistance to change. Large, demanding goals can feel overwhelming, leading to procrastination or abandonment. In contrast, small, achievable actions are easier to start and maintain. When individuals realize that even a minute of effort can contribute to better health, it reduces the mental barrier associated with exercise. Over time, these small actions can build confidence and create momentum, potentially leading to more structured and sustained activity. Incorporating this approach into daily life requires a shift in mindset. Instead of viewing movement as a separate task that competes with other responsibilities, it becomes something that complements and enhances routine activities. For example, choosing to walk faster while commuting does not require additional time, yet it increases intensity. Similarly, taking stairs instead of elevators integrates physical effort into an already necessary action. These adjustments are subtle but effective. Consistency is another crucial factor. The benefits observed in the study were linked to regular engagement in these short bursts. Occasional effort is less impactful than a consistent pattern of movement. This means that creating habits around these micro-activities is essential. Setting reminders, being mindful of opportunities to move, and gradually increasing the number of daily bursts can help establish this consistency. It is also worth noting that this approach is inclusive across different age groups and fitness levels. Older adults, who may find traditional exercise challenging, can particularly benefit from integrating short bursts of activity into their routines. The study itself included participants with an average age in their 60s, demonstrating that these benefits are not limited to younger populations. Similarly, individuals with limited mobility can adapt the concept to their abilities, focusing on safe and manageable forms of movement. The broader implications of these findings extend beyond individual health. From a public health perspective, promoting small, accessible forms of physical activity could have a significant impact on reducing the prevalence of lifestyle-related diseases. Large-scale behavior change is often difficult to achieve, but encouraging simple actions that require minimal effort and no resources has the potential to reach a wider audience. This approach aligns with the idea of meeting people where they are rather than expecting them to conform to ideal but often unrealistic standards. Technology also plays a role in supporting this shift. Wearable devices and smartphone applications can track movement, provide reminders, and offer feedback, making it easier for individuals to monitor their activity levels. While not necessary, these tools can enhance awareness and motivation, particularly for those who enjoy data-driven insights. Ultimately, the message is both practical and empowering. Health improvements do not have to be dramatic or time-consuming to be effective. Small, consistent actions can accumulate into significant outcomes. The notion that just a few minutes of effort each day can reduce the risk of a serious condition like type 2 diabetes is a powerful reminder that progress is not solely defined by intensity or duration, but by consistency and intention. This understanding encourages a more flexible and compassionate approach to health. It acknowledges that people have different circumstances, limitations, and starting points. Instead of imposing rigid expectations, it offers a scalable solution that can adapt to individual needs. Whether someone is completely inactive or already engaged in regular exercise, incorporating short bursts of movement can enhance overall well-being. In the end, the most important takeaway is not about specific numbers or percentages, but about possibility. The idea that meaningful change can begin with something as simple as climbing stairs a bit faster or walking with more purpose reframes how we think about physical activity. It shifts the focus from perfection to participation, from obligation to opportunity. And in doing so, it opens the door for more people to take that first step toward better health, one small burst of movement at a time.